Well, hello, this is Becky Johns, and we're back from a sister's perspective. It's been a long ass time.
Yeah.
We've gone through so much.
I think
6 years is a long time. So I'm here with my sisters, Ayomdit and Atong. She goes by the name Lizzie, but I call her Atong Miarmaik.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can
I prefer a tongue now anyway. So.
Yeah, so I love Atong.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes you more authentic.
What are you trying to say? That I'm Becky and I'm not authentic?
Well, what's your other name, Becky?
My name is Nyanachuk Miarmaik.
Her other name is Girl Leg. That's what it means. That's what
Shut up.
That's what it means. Yeah, that's what it means in our language.
No. But if you say girl leg, then it's very like
Girl Leg.
no. It makes it very simple.
Nyancho.
But there's so much meaning to my name.
Of course.
There's literally great meaning to my name. Yeah.
What about your other name?
Becky Jones?
No, there's another one.
With the good hair.
What is the name? Becky Jones.
No, you no.
Bex on the mic.
Bex on the mic.
All right.
No,
So
anyways.
we are so grateful to be back after 6 years. I'm glad that I'm here with my sisters.
Has it been 6 years already?
As you can tell,
2018.
there is two girls missing because when we started from the beginning, there was like 5 of us. But, you know, life happens and things change and life has been lifing, honestly.
Yep.
So I'm actually, although I'm sad, there's two girls are not here. I'm okay. And I'm happy that I'm doing this with my sisters.
Anyway,
because
moving on
it's
to
going to
the
be
beginning.
very authentic because there is nothing. No topic that's off limits
We'll
when
get
it comes
candid.
from us.
Nothing.
Yeah, we're gonna get
left
candid.
behind.
And you know what? We actually have learned, and especially Ayom did, because Ayom,
Why, especially me? What did I do?
because Ayom from the last season 6 years ago, she was a very like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about, but now she's like, you know
really?
what? I'm getting candid, baby.
She's evolved. I don't
All right,
remember that.
bring it on. Because to be honest, in the last season, 6 years ago, me and Lizzie were very open.
Oh, that's why I'm calling it season. I didn't know.
It was the last season. It was the last season.
Look at that.
It was.
Look at that season.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Me, Lizzie, and Nyana Kim were very candid with ourselves. We didn't have it. I didn't really have any. I wasn't really scared to talk about anything. You and the other girl.
You're never scared, man. That's just you.
Yeah.
dude.
So I'm actually very glad that we're back, and I'm glad that my sisters are here to do this with me. It's going to be a journey. We're going to learn. We're going to live. We're going to make
We're gonna have
mistakes.
so much fun.
Yes, we're going to have so much fun, and we're going to make mistakes, just like anyone else.
We're gonna fight.
And we're going to fight,
Make up.
and we're going to let you guys know.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going to let you
Yeah.
in into our lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, welcome back, guys. Subscribe.
No.
No.
Don't say that. Jeez. No.
Jokes.
You can subscribe. You want, baby. No, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, if you want. But it's all right.
All right. So we're really going to just like today we're just going to freestyle and really just speak about what we've gone through in the last 6 years. Because 6 years is a long ass damn time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot has been happening.
Becky?
As you can see, I'm sitting here in front of you as Becky Jones on the mic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so much. Sorry.
Can we stop for a sec?
Yeah.
No, Nyana Kim, she's calling because she's at the station.
But the girls have gone.
doesn't know.
The boys.
She doesn't know. So
Just text her. The
I'm
boys
just
are
gonna
there.
turn off my phone. Yeah.
My phone is on silence, real quick.
It was only a Kim that was calling.
Anyway, how do we go?
Yeah. I'm just gonna turn it. Hang on. I'm just gonna like turn this off because
Just by Gamme.
My phone is
Give it the
off,
same.
so
yeah, there you
it's
go.
fine. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we've got we've got a lot in store
Yes.
for you guys.
Mhm.
We can't wait to share what we have been going through for the last 5-6 years.
And we have so much.
I think it's been 6 years.
We have a lot.
2018, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're very excited. We're looking forward to reintroducing ourselves again.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So Lizzie,
I'm very. Huh?
so Lizzie, come on, let us know about what you've been going through in the last 6 years. That's a long time, by the way.
It's a long time.
Yes.
Yet I still feel like I haven't accomplished anything. But you know what?
Well, you have, Lizzie.
Okay.
it's
just-
You have.
you've accomplished life.
Yes, that's
alive.
it. You are
That
still
is-
alive. That is an accomplishment right there. Yes.
That's something.
Yeah.
So for the last 6 years, ooh, The last 6 years has been a journey.
Yes.
There's a lot that's happened.
Look at her saying she hasn't accomplished anything. You're about to graduate next month. What are you talking about?
Yes, a whole degree holder.
Yeah.
Going for her master's degree.
No, let's not go there, please.
She's gonna be a family lawyer.
I'm traumatized. I don't want to go there yet. It's not happening. But anyways,
Yeah.
the last 6 years have been a journey, good and bad. But I think I'll speak. Yes, I'll lean towards the good a bit.
Yeah.
So, moved out of home. I lived out of home for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is very, very wrong in our tradition. Right? You're not married. Why are you moving out?
Excuse me, we're not back home, okay?
No, but you know why? Do you know why?
We still live by our traditions.
I was gonna say.
But you know what? But you know what, Lizzie?
What?
But you know what? You have learned.
I have.
And that's why you're back in your mother's.
No, please.
House.
Thank you. That's not even the reason. But you know what? It's whatever. Anyways,
Right, it's all
I moved
right.
out of home. I lived out of home for about 3 years, which was good.
Mhm.
Good experience and a bad experience.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it. I think it was a learning. It was a good learning experience for me.
Right.
learning process. Yeah. Sometimes you just have
Yeah.
to.
Sometimes
How did you feel
just-
when we weren't really happy when you moved out? Like,
How
what
did-
were your thoughts? Were you worried about Mama?
Oh, yeah.
I think she was thinking at that time.
No, I was. I was.
No, but she was. Even if you're making like a decision that really doesn't go with people's opinion or like ideas,
Yeah.
like for
You
example,
mean just our culture, just in general, like
Yeah.
you know, if you're
but
not
our
married,
culture really just
Yeah.
diminish us when it comes to decision making.
Yeah.
It makes us feel like we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So I really want to know from your take, when you move out,
Mhm.
you know very well that I wasn't really happy with it. Ayom wasn't happy with it. Mama wasn't happy with it.
I know.
But you wanted to do it for yourself. So I want
Exactly.
to understand, what were you going through at the time when you wanted to move out? Did you feel like, oh, I'm being judged? What were your thoughts when you
There
were
was a lot of thoughts. I think I did beat myself up a lot when I made that decision.
Oh wow!
I didn't know that.
I mean, obviously, I don't think I've.
Why did you
like,
beat
I don't-
yourself up? Like,
I mean, like you said, with the whole culture stuff, like that comes into play.
Yeah.
And like in the back of my head, all I could hear was Mom just telling
Yeah.
me, "No, you can't move out.
Mhm.
You're not married.
Mhm.
Why do you want to move out?" When sometimes, like our parents don't really. I feel like they don't really understand us fully,
Mhm.
and I guess it's understandable because they didn't really grow up in this,
Right,
in
yeah.
this culture, in the
100%,
Western
yeah.
world.
Mhm.
They had their own ways of growing up,
Mhm.
but here, us coming here and stuff, like we grew up here, like I moved here when I was 11 years old.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
young.
what I know and I guess what I learned in
Most of your adulthood and the things that you
Yeah.
know more,
Yeah.
like you lived more here than you lived back home.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I still followed our culture and stuff. Like, there were things that I did, and there are things that I didn't just like things I didn't agree with. There are things that I also disagree with. So when I decided to move out, like I think for a few months, like I made the choice in my mind. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this,
Mm.
but I know Mom's not gonna be okay with it.
Yeah.
I also
So did you feel sorry? Did you want it? Did that really alter your decision? Did you want it to like not move out, or like did you just say, like, you know what, I'm doing this for me?
I still decided, like, although Mom, because I think the first time I came to Mom and told her that I'm moving out,
Mm-hmm.
she obviously wasn't happy with it,
Mm-hmm.
and she was opposing. She was very opposed to the decision. She was like,
Right.
"No, you can't do this." Obviously, she wasn't happy, and I told her, I'm like, "Look, this is something that I want to do for myself. Obviously, I had my own reasons for wanting to move out as well, which
Yeah.
I won't, get too much into, but." I just think like me wanting to do that at the time, I felt like I needed that. And there was obviously there was a good that came out of that, because I feel like when I moved out, like, although you guys weren't really, like okay with it and stuff,
Yeah.
I still knew that you guys would understand. Like I knew that you guys would come around.
To terms with it.
Yeah, I knew you guys would come around.
but
I think-
like, do you think maybe the reason why you felt like we would come around or we would understand is because we've got a mixture of culture, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
even though like most of our lives we grew up in
Kenya.
or like in Kakuma,
Yeah.
we've had like different values that instilled in us, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where like we're a mixture of like, I believe in like there's certain values, certain like culture norms that I agree with in our culture.
Yeah.
But then there's just certain cultural values that I don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
So maybe that is why, but I feel like regardless of how many times you explained to mom why you needed to go out,
there was no understanding.
Never.
There was no coming around.
Should have never come around.
There wasn't. I mean, I lived out at home for like 2 years, and she still called me, asking me when I'm coming back home, and I'm like, I've been out for 2 years, and like we're still having this conversation. But I feel like there was a good that came out of me moving out of home, because I feel like but actually did. Something that actually happened. Like my relationship with mom like became better. Yeah, it became better.
And that happens when you step out of the situation.
It became better.
Yeah.
And then I felt like,
why do you think it was better? How did it get better? Like, or like
I feel like maybe just like having my own space, and like
to think
and like do my own thing as well. Because it's not like, I mean, when I was home and stuff, like we were still able to do things, like we had a relationship with mom. She was okay with, because she obviously
certain restrictions. So I think like once you move out, you have that independence of like, you could go out anytime you want. You can come back to your own space anytime you want without having to like, without having your mom waiting for you in the living area.
Yeah.
And saying why you're coming home.
So you know what with Atong? Yeah. So like when Atong decided to move out, given the fact that she's not married, Mama, like I take a lot of hate for that. Like Mama called me and she was like, why is Atong moving out? This is your fault. You're not doing good. As an older sister, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
I get the hit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, why am I the oldest? I should have never been the oldest. But you know what? God has plans.
I think a lot of like firstborns go through that.
Yeah, like traditionally, like our South Sudanese community, like we take the hit. So I was like to Mama, like although like I didn't agree with you, although I gave you shit for that, I'm like, why are you doing that? And blah blah. I came and actually had her back. Like I could literally behind Mama back, I'm having Mama's back to her and I'm having her back to Mama. So I wasn't really like agreeing with her in front of her, but I was agreeing with her in front of my mom. So that was literally like a tactic for me. That's how I learned it. I'm like, Mama, Atong came in when she was 11 years old. Like, she's different. Don't treat her the way you treat me and Yom. But although Atong, sorry to cut you off, but although Atong does really value a lot of our traditional values, like I see that in you, she still is a little girl that came here and most of her childhood was spent in Australia. So culturally, like values, she still has like traditional values. I see it in you, by the way.
Yeah.
But you also want to have independence. So I told Mama, like, Mama, like, don't treat Atong like the way you treat me and Yom. Me and Yom are two different people. Because you and I are like 2 years apart. Is it 1 year? 2 years apart.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
Don't treat her the way you treat her. If you want to get to Atong, literally approach her as a person that was here young. But Mama doesn't get that. Mama was like, I don't know what you mean. They're all my children. I'm treating them the same. I'm like, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But realistically, you have to really approach Atong differently the way you approach me. Because Ayom, come on. Even when I moved out, my mom didn't even like the fact that I moved out. I've got 2 kids and she didn't want me to move out.
Yeah. But Becky, I think, like I was saying before, I think it's a common problem within our community because imagine like 2 generations that are clashing, right? Like when like the time that you mama generation, right? Their generation and our generation, I feel like we are more closer. It depends how you were raised, right? It depends how you were raised in that, or like sometimes, I feel like I've met 1 or 2 parents or like, let's say mothers that are trying their best to assimilate into like this generation. Because when we all came to Australia, imagine the culture shock, right?
Yeah.
For them as well. Because we talk about like the culture shock for us.
Yeah,
right?
we have a culture shock. And we came here as a young people.
Yeah,
imagine them.
Yeah, imagine them trying to like, like assimilate into this new culture. Because back home, it's like when you're like adults and you're a child, it's like what the adult is saying. Like you're not allowed to like look an adult.
You're not allowed to
directly
talk
in the
back.
eye. You can't talk back. And it's so weird because here in Australia,
You have to look at
someone is
somebody.
talking to you and you're like looking away, that's considered rude.
Yeah, it's
But
considered
back
rude.
home, if you don't like, if you look at them directly in the eye, they're like, you are so rude.
Yes.
Dare you look at how dare you look at me?
Yeah, why are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Look down. Like what?
Yeah,
Like I was saying in school, like when I was in school, like and I got in trouble and I wouldn't look at my teacher eyes, like Miss, and she's talking to me and I'm looking down. It's like, why are you looking down? I'm like
you're so rude.
I can't look at you. I'm not allowed to look at you because you're an adult, you're an elder, and I'm a young person.
Yeah.
And she was so literally beside herself. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can't look at you. Because she's like, look at me. I'm like, I can't.
The culture
She's like, why? And I said, I cannot. Traditionally, how physically I cannot look at you. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because you're an adult and you're older than me and you're my teacher for that matter. So I can't look at you. She's like, oh no, you're in Australia, you have to look at me. I'm like, if I look at you, I'm actually being rude. And she was so shocked. And she was so intrigued about why. She asked, after the fact that we already gone through everything, she literally came down and she's like, I want to know why you can't look at me. And I explained the reasons why. I mean, back home, you can't look, even here in Australia, like if I get in trouble with mama, in my big age, I can't look at mama
At your big age.
Oh
at my
my God.
at my big age.
You know, that,
I literally would look like
that. Just reminded Becky. Remember, like that just reminded me of like Becky was petrified of mama.
She was.
She was petrified of mama.
Since Sydney days.
Yeah, remember?
Oh my God.
Not even that, Becky, but like you were petrified, yeah. And like, let's say, like if someone else was like let's say someone else from this like Western world was to like see like you know, like see, they observe that situation, they'll be like, you got abused. Yes. They'll think you've been abused.
Yes.
But you know, like it wasn't abuse. It was
just respect.
Mama is not. Mama does not even like, you know how when you're supposed to like discipline your kids. Mama, like she uses her words, not like she rarely. No, she rarely.
If we're being honest, Mama was very strict on you and I. More than she was.
Yeah, she was.
She's so lenient with you guys.
Yeah,
no, she was.
But why is she lenient? It's because we're here in Australia.
Yeah, back home, she's trying to assimilate.
Yeah.
So when how
like she will hear Mama's voice and this girl will go
and
hide.
I'm shaking.
She will shake and go hide.
By the way, I'll literally go and hide under the bed because I'm like, Mama's coming. Mama's coming. I'll hear Mama footstep. You know, to the point that I actually know Mama footsteps.
She was petrified, man.
Like every single one. There's literally 9 of us in the house, and I know Mama footstep.
Just like how I know when you knock.
I know Mama footstep.
This one.
Just like how I know when someone's knocking, it's Becky. That's it.
So annoying.
I know her knock. Yeah.
Anyway, like we don't want to deviate from the topic, but we have so much going on. So like I really want to understand what it is that you learned living by yourself outside your family, because you really did distance yourself, not only from, I didn't know that you were really close to Mama, because Mama said, I talk to her every day. I'm like, wait, what? And I did not talk to you much Mama, because I was actually holding a grudge against you.
Moving out.
So
you guys turned on me.
I was
just because I moved out, like I killed somebody.
I was fighting Mama fight.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to Mama, I'm against you. Because you know what? I get the hit. Mama will come to me and fight me. And I'm like, I'm not trying to talk to you. You know what I get because of you? So that's why.
But you guys made me feel like I killed somebody.
But can I ask?
You literally turned on me.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. I feel like we all have reasons why we disagree. We disagree at certain situations, right? So for me personally, I think the reason why I had an issue with Lisa moving out is because maybe it might have been my own, because I was projecting my own way of dealing with situation onto her.
Right.
So because
which
me,
we all do.
I've never.
And we shouldn't be doing that, but naturally it comes.
Yeah. I've never had the desire
to move out.
I've never had the desire to move out. And you know why? Maybe it was because, I may have been conditioned because maybe I'm conditioned.
It's conditioned. And you know what?
When you're not married,
it's because she wanted to be closer to her mom, because she's always the favorite one. That's it. That's all.
By the way, guys, Ayom is the favorite one.
No, you guys
you are the favorite.
That's a lie.
Favorite girl.
That's a lie. It's so stupid.
Anyway, being honest, like I don't want to, to be honest, Ayom is the favorite.
She is the favorite, but she knows it. She tries to.
She
always try and fight it. Like, don't fight it.
No,
It's
you're
okay.
the favorite.
I'm not.
I think like
Ayam,
the
why
sooner
are you doing this? Like, let's be honest,
I don't
man.
think so.
Becky,
You're the favorite. Mama even tells me herself. Yeah, and then
I feel like
No, she's lying.
the sooner you accept it,
Becky, why are you lying? Why you gotta lie right in front of the camera, bro?
she's not lying. God's watching. But anyways, the sooner she accepts it,
Yeah.
the better life will be.
Yeah,
like
that's
she's
okay.
been the favorite.
Okay, tell me why.
You know who's the second favorite?
Ben.
No,
Ben
hold
is the
up.
second favorite.
Becky
All right,
from
okay.
Nairobi days. They went to the most expensive school, right?
Yeah.
Her and Cat. And then what school did we go to?
We went to normal school.
A normal school where they didn't have what? They didn't have lunch, nothing.
In all fairness, she went to an expensive, prestigious school.
Prestigious school. Mhm.
Because she's a very intelligent girl.
Yeah, but
wow.
yeah, but you're intelligent.
No, you are
too.
intelligent.
So now you're
no, but
Becky, so now you're gonna build a mountain.
no, I'm gonna be a mountain. No, but because you're very intelligent, like academically,
thank
you
you,
are.
but-
You're very smart.
No, but that's not the reason why. You know what?
Anyway, moving forward.
Yeah. There's a lot that I've learned, but I
Yeah.
think I'll just mention two things. I feel like when I was home, I mean,
Yeah.
I've always been independent, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like, I swear to God, at a young age,
Mm.
mom has always relied on me.
You don't know.
What about me? She said it. She said it.
This one.
Mama has always relied on me because she knows that I'll always get it done. No.
I get it done.
I know.
this one.
I always get it done, girl.
Can you let others compliment
Can I
you?
speak for
Yeah.
myself?
You know what?
In this day and age, you gotta compliment yourself because if nobody's
let me
doing
speak
it,
for
you might as well
myself.
do it
Okay,
yourself.
go on.
Mama has always relied on me. You know why? Because she knows I'm her only child that would do anything and everything to get whatever it is that needs to be done.
What about me? You're talking me out of my ears.
Let me sit properly and listen to this.
Yes,
go on.
Anyways, you know it to yourself, so don't be in denial.
Well, if I knew, then maybe I wouldn't be sitting.
Even-
I would not be telling my body to listen to.
Okay, but in all
So I
fairness,
don't know.
guys, in
No.
all fairness, Mama has always relied on me because even when I moved out, I was paying my own rent and still paying rent here, and I was still living out.
Well, this is your mortgage. When mama leaves, like
Who hasn't done that? Even
we
who
all
hasn't
have
done
done
that?
it.
But
This is
anyways,
your mortgage.
yeah.
At the end of the day, this is your legacy.
is this about me or about you guys?
No, you're talking about you, so I'm telling you.
Hang on.
The reason why. Okay, white girl.
But anyways, Mom.
Anyway, listen, when did you get your voice? Because I remember you used to have like a husky voice. I never, you know what?
She
I said,
still has a
for
husky
the life-
voice.
No, but for the life of me, this girl, she would be sitting next to you right now and she's whispering. How did you get, what did you get? No, like literally.
I guess that's what you get for turning. I think that's what happens when you turn 30. You know, when you reach that age, things change.
I really appreciate if you don't say your age. Because if you say your age, that means they will guess my age.
It's fine though. It's okay. Let them guess it. You still don't look your age. You
Right.
still don't look your age, so let them guess it. But anyways,
Yeah.
so no, but this is me being. I'm being serious when I
Yeah.
say this.
And I want to move on to Ayom
Yeah.
after this.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like there was a lot of responsibilities that was like put on me when I was living out.
right.
I swear to God, Mama would call me at least 10 times a day.
We all went through that.
She would call me.
But they don't know. They don't know,
They don't
Becky.
know.
They don't know the cross that we
The
carry.
cross we carry.
They don't know.
They don't know the cross we
We just
carry.
don't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk
Yeah,
about it.
go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like, I mean, although I was already independent, you know, at a very young age, from my saving coins days to my sisters taking them from me after I've saved them.
Which
You guys, by the way, what do you mean?
about? Like, who is she talking about? Becky, so you were going through her. Could I
You and
piggyback?
No, it was you and Becky. I remember
really?
one time, you guys, there was when I was at what? I think I was like 12 or 13.
Do you know why I did that?
I used to,
Do you want to know why?
you still haven't paid me back until today.
Hang on, but you
How
know
long
why?
has it
Do
been?
you know why? Because guess what? Do you know why I did that? No, do you know?
We still move with
But
your
you know why I did
Listen,
that, Becky?
you're literally
Why
in your
did you do it?
30s.
Do you know why I did that, Becky?
Just
Because
began.
remember my first job? Remember when I used to work and I used to give all my money to Mama?
Oh, that was so
Yeah,
sweet.
so yeah, so why
Ayom,
not?
that was
I
so
have to
sweet
go-
of you.
Yeah, I have to
That
go.
was very
I have to
sweet.
go.
That was so
Literally,
sweet.
of course. So that's why I was going through your piggy bank because I was broke.
Wow. Well, you took
Anyway.
piggy bank, you and Becky. And then you guys said you would pay me back. It's been like what?
Lizzie,
16 years.
did you get and this is like, you have to be honest.
Mhm.
Were you
always
influenced by
honest.
your friends outside? Because a lot of your friends were like living out. Like, were you influenced with girls outside moving out? Because it was like literally a culture.
No,
like,
a lot of
the
the
time
time
where
still is, right? No, but
everyone was
yeah.
moving out at the time. Did you
Yeah.
get influenced?
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
No, I didn't. I'm being
I
honest.
think
So you just decided like one day I'm gonna leave this house. I'm leaving
I
these
just
girls,
wanted time
this
and-
loud house.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to experience something different, you know? Like I wanted to live on my own. I guess to maybe like get to know myself better, because I feel like sometimes when you live with family, there's a lot that goes on, Sometimes
and then like
you forget.
it really like the things that you like can be like things that you're going through, you really can put them on the back burner if you're living in the house.
Yeah.
And Becky, you see the freedom though? Do you see the freedom? Because if that was me and you, there's no way that would have gone.
See how amazing.
My mom, mama will. I'm telling you, if it was any of
that would have been a different situation.
Becky, if that was me,
yes.
I'm like, you know what? I think Mama was more lenient on her tongue because she's the young daughter.
Yeah.
I think she was the youngest.
The third youngest.
Third youngest.
But she wasn't though. She wasn't lenient on me, Mom.
She was lenient. She still let you move out.
So she wasn't going to stop me. How can she stop me? She didn't have a choice. She didn't have a choice. Yeah, she didn't.
Yeah.
So, but I still copped it though. Like I was getting calls every day.
But you still did it. So I was
still
getting called every day
because
I gave up. Remember, I moved out and I came back home.
Yeah.
Because you know what Mama said to me, guys. My mom literally every day. So did I birth you so you can come and do whatever you want to do? Mama, Atong is out. Christine is out. Why ain't me, the one that has two kids that needs space, want to move out?
Can I go back to like what you said before? Like, you know how like, I feel like, you know how I was saying before, a lot of like older siblings, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. I feel like a lot of in our culture, like a lot of older siblings cop it a lot, and honestly, even at my big age, when I got pregnant, like in fact, instead of like confronting me or not telling me like, oh, why did you do this? Oh, it was because of Nyanicho.
Yeah.
And I literally
got the hit for her being pregnant. Like
I so
literally,
much, man.
Like I told you, Rhoda, Ayom, lay down so you can get pregnant.
I had so much.
Lay down so you can get pregnant. Mama came to me, she's like, this is the reason why Ayom is pregnant.
Yeah.
You lead the way. You led it. I said, how did I lead it? How did I let this girl get pregnant? This is a whole woman.
But Becky, I hated
that's in a whole relationship
so much.
And can you imagine the cross that I have to carry?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how I have to go to bed every night? Like and you know what? As much as we like to think like, oh, you know what? It really, they don't understand. It really affects you.
Yeah, it does.
Because I'm like, okay, maybe I actually did something. Maybe had I not got pregnant when I was 18, maybe a young wouldn't get pregnant. If I had done it the right way, quotation, if I had gone to the
right way, you mean like the conventional way that they think
then maybe she wouldn't have gotten pregnant. But like it's not only the mama. Like I've got things like comment from uncles, from people in our community saying, if you go wrong, the rest will go wrong.
Yeah.
Recently, by the way,
mentality, bro. It's just a mentality.
At my age, recently, like 3 weeks ago, I got that comment. If you leave your house today and all your siblings leave their home or don't go the right way, you are the blame.
Yeah.
But so honestly, it's so sad. Yeah. It's really, really sad. But anyway, we moved from that and we have grown and I've lived and I'm okay with that. And I've learned to actually accept when people are saying things, I don't take them personally because I'm like, this is not about me. You're projecting.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, you're projecting. It takes a long time to get to that point.
But it takes a long time to get to that point.
Becky, but before I was
proud I am of you, Becky.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you,
really
man. Because you've gone through.
She's gone through hell and back,
man. She's gone through it, this girl.
Literal hell and back.
Yeah.
You've gone through it, Becky.
But
when I see you right now and I think about, how bad things were for you or where you were. The place that you were in.
Yeah.
And now, sometimes I don't even recognize you. I'm just like, damn, man, I'm just so proud of you, girl.
Thank you, sis.
Yeah.
So I really want to talk about you, Ayom.
What do you want to say about me now? I feel like I've already
No, you haven't. We were talking about Liz the whole entire time. And me. So I really want to understand, in the past 6 years, there's a lot that's been going on with you. And I really want to want you to let the audience know. Because there's people that will relate to you. So I want to understand, although I do know things that's gone on in your life, I really want you to, because even if I do know, it's one thing to understand it and hear and see it. It's one thing when somebody that's gone through it, explain it. So I really want to know what it is that you have gone through, what you've learned from it, and what you would love to give advice to people, the things that you've gone through. Because there's a lot that you've gone through from where I'm sitting.
The question is
it's broad.
I think it's very broad. So I think it's going to need some times for us for me to unpack that.
Yeah, but I speak
what do you want to know? Like, what exactly do you want to know?
I mean,
like,
it's 6
just
years.
ask me, like,
what happened in your
a lot
life?
happens in,
what happened in your life? Like, things that have changed in the past 6 years.
Just talk about your experience of the last 6 years.
I mean, because it was a long 6 years. We haven't come back in 6 years, so a lot has happened.
First episode that's quite heavy. That's heavy.
It's okay.
Sometimes when I think about the stuff that I've gone through, I'm like, I always. Sometimes, when you have alone time and you're just like, for example, it could be like in the shower or like you're in the bathroom and, you think and you're like, damn, man, how did I not go crazy, bro?
Yeah.
Like, how did I not go crazy?
Yeah.
Like gone through like, different type of losses. And then
just speak what you're comfortable to speak about right now. You don't have to speak about everything because, like you said, it's very lot to unpack. So you can speak on what you really want to, what you feel comfortable speaking about right now.
To be honest, I'm okay. I'm comfortable talking about whatever it is, but like,
I think
don't you think? I think we should. Yeah, I think this we can come back to this. I think we should come back to this because.
Okay, so what has happened?
I want this.
Okay, so
all right. So what's happened? Right? Okay, so for me, okay, since the last time that the audience saw us, I've gotten married.
Yes,
traditionally, I haven't had a wedding yet.
She did not walk down the aisle, but traditionally, cows has walked from a BA to Panaru.
She is taken. She's off the market.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Don't speak for myself. I'll tell them if I'm taken
off the market. You just said you married, so
yeah.
So,
but let me speak my point.
Allow her to speak. Just because she's married, don't mean she's taken.
Anyway, just because you're in a relationship, that's your own problem. Now,
I agree with you.
That's true.
Just because you're in a relationship and you have a boyfriend does not mean you're taken.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. They're not really taken emotionally.
Simmer down, just a little bit. Go down. Anyway, by the way, I'm obsessed with that song too.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to it. So, all right. So, oh my God, like a lot can happen in 6 months. A lot can happen.
Can you imagine 6 years?
But imagine 6 years, right?
Ooh, that's a long time.
You know what? I'm in the process of writing a documentary right now.
I'm about to say, bitch.
For a second,
tell me that. I said, excuse me. How am I not knowing this, bitch?
I give it this eye. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know about that.
Am I involved in that?
It's coming. Anyway, but you know what? Inshallah, in the future.
Inshallah.
In the future. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Jinping.
You see, this is my dilemma. Man,
it's not just your dilemma by yourself.
Nah, man,
we are together.
It's my dilemma. I'm dead. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So the last 6 years, I have, I've had 3 kids. Sadly, I had one loss. I lost a baby.
Yeah.
That was a really rough time in my life, and that's a story for another day.
Yeah, that's a lot
to unpack.
We're going to talk about that loss and
but even the process of like how I had, I had the baby and, losing her. Just like the process, like the situation that I was in at the time was just so hard. And honestly, it's like one of those things I can never wish on my worst enemy. I feel like also it's so weird because I went through that. And I had a loss and my partner at the time went away. So I had to go through the pregnancy alone, and then I eventually lost the baby. And then far out. And then like COVID hit. Oh my God, man. I can just imagine like the amount of like, oh man, the people's mental health at that time. I just can't imagine what people were going through. But also when I think about it sometimes, you know what? I feel like sometimes I'm being pranked. Like I feel like I'm going through a prank. Sometimes I feel like I'm like just waiting to go crazy sometimes. Because I'm like, how the hell did I go through that bullshit? And then like I was still sane. I just don't get it. I cannot fathom it. Yeah. So anyway, we thank God, like
you were made for this. So
yeah, but I hate when people say that,
But what do you mean? Like,
okay, no, hey.
Your journey makes you strong at the end of the day.
No. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you know how, like, I feel like sometimes when people say, like, oh, you know what? You're so strong. You're so strong. And you know what? you know what? I'm sorry. Look, crucify me this. You crucify me for this, yeah. But I'm just saying. Sometimes I feel like being told, like, oh, you know what? If you were not strong enough, I don't think God would have given you that. I hate that phrase so much.
But in actual, like, to be honest, that's true. That like, I feel like.
But why do I have to go through bullshit for my strength to be determined? Why does that? Why?
No, but that's how you become strong. That's how you determine your strength.
Okay, I understand that, yeah.
That's how you determine your strength.
Yeah, but I understand that, yeah. I understand that, but I'm just saying, I just hate that. I hate that it didn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish it didn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want, I guess.
But how do you think people will know you're strong unless you actually are tested and go through something?
Yeah, so
how do you know? Not even people, yourself. How do you know? Because at the end of the day, your story, your experiences make you who you are. Literally. Because you would say, you know what? Because the situation can come after you've gone through that and the situation will come that's literally nothing. You're like, I've gone through worse.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? Like, I've gone through worse.
I just hate how cliche. I hate the cliche. I just hate it. I hate when, like, you know, like, I hate being told, like, I hate that people, you have to go through that. I hate, like, you have to go through, you know, your trials and, you know, tribulations. And then for you to be like, damn, I'm strong, you know, like, and I feel like everybody is capable of being strong. Everyone has that strength in them.
Right.
But I'm just like saying, I wish it was different, but it's okay. I'm very like, I embrace all my, you know, the trials that I've gone through. I embrace them because I'm a better person. And I feel like, now, like, there's nothing else that can happen
that can literally
that can
test
break
you.
me anymore.
Yeah, that can break you.
Nothing, because I've gone through.
But do you see why?
Yeah.
Because you have gone through the trials, the tribulations, and all that stuff. So that makes you a better person. And you know what? It actually changes you. It changes you as a person and your perspective on life. Perspectives on life. Yeah. Like when you and I've had this conversation about, like, privately, when I'm like, Ayom, like 6 years ago, let's say when we were shooting the first season of From Sister's Perspective, when you're very close in, we have conversation. I'm like, Ayom, like, you need to be a bit more like, you know, like them. Like, no, I'm not really want to talk about this. Yeah. But now you're like, you know what? I'm okay. Yeah. You know why?
Yeah, I think
because you are now giving, like, I don't give a shit attitude. And
like, when I say I don't give a shit, it
doesn't mean like it's harming anyone.
I don't give a shit about, like, life problems. I don't think it's about life problems.
Or what anybody says about you, what their perspective on you.
That's a conversation for, like, you know, just
another day.
Anyway, moving forward. So what I'm saying is, you know, I feel like, and by the way, Becky, that's why they say, you know, with age comes, you know, well, you know what?
Wisdom.
Yeah, but with age, it's supposed to be like, with age, wisdom comes, but
that's honest truth, though.
It's true, but it doesn't apply to everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of growing people that don't have
everybody.
Men in particular.
They
will move.
Why you gotta do that?
What? Let them come.
She said, "Let them come."
Yeah, let them come.
She said, "Let them come."
Guys, some men.
Oh, I love that you're so civilized.
Some men, no, but you know,
very civilized.
I don't want us to
good
be
for you, girl.
I don't want us to, like, generalize. You know, like, everybody. Like,
it's all shits and giggles
we
at the
all
end
go
of the day.
through, like,
now. But I was just gonna say, you know, like, the experiences that you go through in life, man, they open your mind. Like, they give you a whole different perspective on life. So when we were telling you before, like, the experiences that you go through in life make you become stronger
and a better person.
It's
a wiser person at that.
It's very, very true.
I think it just equips you with, like, how to handle situations differently. Yeah. Because I think my situation, you know, like, honestly, I don't know what I would do without you guys, to be honest. Like, I always say,
I don't know what I would do without you too.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do without you guys. Like, I just feel like, you know, how we just, all that stuff, you know, like losing a baby and then losing your sister-in-law, like, a few months after that. God. That's what I'm saying before. Like, I feel like that was supposed to be like a movie.
I actually thought I thought I was in a dream.
Yeah. It didn't feel real at all.
And it just
I thought I was in a dream when all that was literally transpiring. Like, you losing your daughter.
Yeah.
And then 2-3 months later, your sister-in-law, 5 months after your sister-in-law. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, what's going on? Like, what's happening?
Like,
I feel like we're all being tested.
Things were happening,
but
like, and it wasn't even just that. Like, before that, you know, before all this happened, you know, that's when your partner and stuff, he went away. And then following that, you know, you're losing the baby.
It was like,
and then it was
literally
like,
one after, like third and three. Like, they say bad things happen in three.
You know, like, there was no break.
In threes.
Yeah.
So
that's
sometimes
imagine.
it feels like more than it feels like
It feels like it was
scared.
double.
Being hit by a
honestly.
brick, yeah. Like
Bus or
somebody's like
something, yeah.
throwing a brick on your face.
Yeah, but anyway, we thank God,
Yeah.
like I have 2 beautiful kids now.
Mashallah,
Inshallah, we thank
mashallah.
God.
My babies.
Yes. Love them.
But yeah, but when you're going through a situation, you just feel like, you start to question yourself and you're like, what did I do so bad? Like, there's no sin. Remember I used to say there's no sin that is so great that there's no, because you know how they say God is a forgiving God, yeah? But then I used to be like, there's no sin that is so bad, so horrible for a human being to go through that. But you know what?
I feel like it's like, not to be so religious here, but I feel like, you know how they say God tested you? It's not God that tested you, tests you. It's not God that, like my definition is, I don't think God tests you. I think Satan tests you to make you question your beliefs in God.
Becky, but that's why, I was saying before. Remember last time I told you, and I said,
I don't know.
I was like saying, why is God always copying?
Take them outside. I feel like
I would say, why is God?
No, it's not God that. No, God doesn't.
No. So what I mean is, I was like saying, why do God cop all of these all the time? Oh,
it's not God.
God this, God that.
It's really Shaitan is the one, and Shaitan is Satan, by the way. Satan.
I think Shaitan is a universal.
No, okay, so Shaitan, Shaitan actually tests you. And in way test is the one that actually tests you. That actually like, I want to test your beliefs in God. I want to know whether God, if you actually believe in God, if God is going to be there for you. So then you think that God is the one that tests you. But it's not God. It's Shaitan that's testing you.
See?
Yeah. So then
why is he allowing you to go through all these things? And if he was that great?
You have to go through, like, you have to literally like come to a realization, like, wait a minute. If God loves me, why am I going through this? So now you're testing God, you're questioning God, but you're not questioning, you shouldn't be questioning God. You should actually, in fact, enhance your beliefs in God.
I think it's just about,
and you know what? Prayer, be more, but it's actually very hard when you're in that tough situation to be prayerful.
Yeah.
But you should be. I mean, you should be prayerful in that moment that you're going through that. So then God will come through. And God always come through. God's always come through. And a lot of people always give in. It's like, God is testing me. They're like, where am I? Why are you leaving me? Like, surrender. Like, what's going on? All that stuff. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
like I said, I think it depends on how, like, strong your faith is as well.
Yeah, so so it comes down, like, if your faith is strengthened regardless of what happens, and you know what, it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not an easy thing to just say. Like, it's easier said than done.
Yeah,
because sometimes when you are actually going through that tough time, and you're like, I'm a good person. You question yourself, and you're like, I'm a good person, but it doesn't mean like good people don't go through rough time. Everybody goes through a rough time and stuff. But like, when that was happening, I started thinking about everything that has, transpired in our lives prior to that. Like, imagine losing a call. We didn't
lose a call,
Becky. Well, a loss doesn't have to be death, like.
Yeah, but your definition could be
but
different.
I'm speaking from my experience,
so I'm just saying that I feel like that's literally pushing it.
Okay, but if
we do not have a closure. Okay, you say that's a bit.
I understand.
But
I think
it's a loss, because anything that gives you grief, I feel like is a loss.
Yeah.
So for me to say like it's a loss, I considered it a loss. It's been over 10 years. We don't have a closure. Becky, even going away to prison is a loss. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, I understand, but like I feel like it's just. I don't know. I feel a certain way when you say lost. Like it makes
that's okay, and I
feel like there's a final. When you say lost, there's a final right there.
I respect how you feel.
Yeah.
But for me, like like we just need to like be mindful of like how we individually feel about situations.
Right.
So I feel like that has been a loss in our lives, and I feel like it has affected.
Every single one of us.
Yeah, it's changed our dynamic as a family.
Every single one of us. Yeah, it's affected us in so many different aspects. Like,
it has. I don't want
even in our accomplishment, how we would have wanted to finish school and all that stuff, like literally delayed so many.
It's like it almost like redirected us.
So to give a background, what Ayom is talking about is like our brother, the one that comes after Tong, went missing 2014.
He's 27 now. He went missing when he was 17.
Yeah, when he was 17. So
he's been
17,
missing
yeah.
for. He just turned 17.
Yeah, he just turned 17 when he went missing. So he's been missing for 10 years.
Over 10, yeah. I think it's 10 years.
10 years to be exact.
Yeah.
And like, so that's what she was saying about like having a loss, like it was a continuous thing. So I don't consider although it is a loss to me, I don't think I have come to.
Becky, do you think when I said that, losing a call, do you think I meant like him dying?
Yeah. That's my definition.
But you think dying, right? You think dying.
Dying, yeah.
But like I said before, every aspect of like loss, you look at it and it, loss can be defined in so many ways. And like I said before, I'm gonna go back to like what I was saying before. Like losing a call, and you don't have to agree with like my way of looking at it, like my perspective of looking at it.
Disagree.
Yeah. It's okay. That's fine, and that's all right.
I think there's different
feel.
interpretations
of
like
So I was just like saying, So I was like saying, imagine losing a call, and then it's like the same, like the wave was the same, and then how it affected Mama,
Still is affecting Mama.
Yeah, affected her up until today. Well. How we all dealt with it differently, in our own way. And then. I feel like like losses.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
You know how you went through your losing your daughter after birth, and then losing your sister-in-law, having already gone through loss, like you said, like the way you put it with your brother Akol. Like, how did that amplify? Like, how did that make it even more worse? Did it make it worse for you, or did it make you even like, okay, I've gone through this, I can handle it?
Nah, it didn't, because like how old was I? I was like 25, 20. No, I was 28. Sorry. I was 28.
No. When we lost Akol, when Akol went missing,
I was 24. No, I was 23, 24.
No, I think you were younger.
No, because I remember we went to Africa in December 2015.
I was 23 when Akol went missing.
Yeah, I think you were younger because
you were younger.
I was younger too. So because when we went to Africa in 2015,
because Akol was 16, turning 17 when he went missing.
Yeah, 2015 I was 24, guys. Because I remember coming back 2016 and I turned 25.
So I was 25.
Yeah, so I was 24.
Would have been, yeah, I think she was 24 because she's 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
And I turned 22 when I was in Africa.
Right.
Yeah, I was 24.
So
yeah, coming back, for me, like I said before, at that age, like right now, the age that I am, and I think back, like I thought I was grown at 24, 25. And then now when I think about
you're like,
the things that I think
I'm
about,
grown now.
Like, oh my God, made some fucked up decisions in my life.
Yeah.
Given my time to like
wrong people
that I should have never given my time, time of day to. And then so this is what growth is, did I handle it like how I dealt with it? Okay, go back to your question, right? At the time, I feel like I was very emotional about it. I couldn't look at it in a way like where I'm like, you know what, this is life. Things do happen. I didn't.
It's kind of hard to look at it like that when you're going through it personally.
But you know how you two were saying before, like, you know what, your experiences in life shape you, right? They do shape who you are. They shape you as a person. So right now, I can look at a situation, right? Will I be hurt if something happens to me? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to cry. But I know how to handle it differently.
Do you think?
I've gone through all of it.
Do you think you... knowing what, like, because you know how you said, like, going through what the situation of Akol happened, and then your daughter, then your sister-in-law. Do you think as you grow that it lessens the time that you spend in the hurt? Like, okay, because sometimes, like, when you're going through something the first time, it prolongs the stretch because you really don't know how to deal with it.
But I feel like for me, maybe personally, just speaking from my experience, I feel like grief is such a long process. Like, I don't think you can say like, oh, I'm going to grieve for like a year and then I'm going to get over it. I feel like you continuously grieve a loved one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It just gets better with time.
Yeah, it gets better with time. Yeah. But every single time you think about them, the same tears that you first had will come to your current, but but it doesn't like the way the way it affects you is different, right?
Yeah.
So like, let's say you'll be in the car and then you just randomly think about like their favorite song or like just a favorite memory, and then you'll cry, right? But then once your tears go away, you go about your day. Like, you're not gonna spend the rest of the day thinking about them, right?
Yeah.
But compared to like when it first initially happened, you can't function. So yes, do they the same memories, all the same, you grieve your life. I feel like you grieve your loved ones for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I think and like the memories, I feel like it's the memories because and then you get to a point where sometimes you think about them, you're like, oh my God, I remember this time, and then you smile about that time. Yeah. So but I feel like with as an adult, I feel like you definitely learn how to deal with situations in a very different way compared to like when you're younger. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
no, I was just going to add to what I said about grief. I think, well, I mean, you've already summed it up, but grief is a forever thing. I think you just learn to live with it.
With it.
Like you don't get over them. You just move forward. You move forward with life because it's one of those things. I look at it, I'm like, honestly, like crying yourself to sleep at night, or like just deciding to just say, you know what, I'm going to spend the day in bed and I'm going to spend the rest of my life in bed. I'm going to like just be, it's going to destroy me. If you allow that to happen, then that's what your life is going to be.
But what would you say to somebody that doesn't know how to deal with it? Like, what would be your advice?
Just get help.
Yeah.
Yeah, get professional help.
But what if people that don't know how to get help? How would you want, like, if you don't know how to get help, personally, how would you tell somebody within themselves how to get themselves
Becky,
get better?
Eventually, trust me, like I said, I'm not speaking for everybody, I'm just saying, but eventually you get to a point in life where like you're just tired of being in that same situation. It doesn't matter when, but you know what, it has to be on your time. I feel like it has to be on your time. Even if you've got loved ones telling you need to get better, get help, trust me, if nothing has clicked in your head and say like, I'm gonna get help, trust me, it's like saying, you can take a horse to the river, but you can't make it drink, right? All you can do is just show your support. Like you're always going to be there. All you have to do, you don't even have to say anything. Just sit there. Just keep them company. Keep someone company. Like send like a reminder. Be like, look, I know you're going through a tough time right now. I just want you to know that I'm always only one phone call away. I'm always going to be here whenever you need me.
But there's people that don't know how to get help, Ayom. Like, there's so many people out there, especially in our culture, that don't know because their beliefs and their traditional values make them like, you're not allowed to speak about your feelings. So you literally just bottle all that up. But like, I would literally add on to that because me being the eldest, I've literally had to get myself up by myself, because I'm like, I've got people that are literally looking up to me. Like even if I'm going through, I will give myself a time. And I don't know if a lot of elders or the firstborn do this. I would look at myself. I'm like, okay, if I'm having like, you guys seen me on my worst days. I'll give myself like a week, a time. And I'm going to literally waddle in that feeling and sit in that feeling and feel that feeling by myself. I won't even come to you and tell you how I feel. But I don't know if you guys noticed. I speak to you guys after the fact, after I've actually gone through the emotions
and honestly,
and all
Becky,
that stuff.
I don't know.
So being the eldest, if you're the oldest and being the firstborn, and the things that I feel like the conversation that Mama has had with me is completely different than the conversation that she has with you guys. Because I look at myself, I'm like, listen, I'm the eldest. I've got 6 other girls or sisters that are looking at me. So I've got to get my shit together. So I give myself to deal with my situation by myself. And then that's why when I come to you. So when I come to you guys and talk to you guys, I've already gone through the emotions.
And to be honest,
and that's why you don't see me cry or you don't see me go through that.
But I'm so sorry that's how that's how you deal with it. I'm sorry that it comes back to conditioning, because
conditioning.
You've been conditioned to like, you're the oldest. You're not allowed to have feelings. You are responsible for everybody else's
mistakes and feelings.
And if you're going through a rough time, you can't show it. You cannot show it. And like, what are they just have to get up? Like, you have to get up.
Every single South Sudanese mother or father, they were like, what do you think your siblings are gonna do if you do this? That's the reference, by the way. So then you
that's how they think it's like trying to encourage you. But I feel like it's so toxic. I just find it so toxic.
It's a toxic advice.
So you guys mentality. But also, Becky, it's because they don't know any better.
And that's they're only doing what
that's how they've grown up. Like that's how they've grown up.
Best. Yeah.
And you see why the clash is? So it's like, imagine trying to like instill those same values that you've grown up with. For example, look, as long as your kids have respect, as long as your children are kind to people, not nice,
kind. Because there's difference between being nice.
So respect and kind.
Yeah.
Kindness and respect. And just like those two, I feel like those two core values that I like, I'm always going to like
I uphold those.
Raise my kids to be like that. The thing is, imagine they've got their own way of like showing love, showing kindness. Imagine coming into the Western culture, right? And then trying to instill like the values like, you're the oldest. You can't do this and you can't do that.
Which is what I am gone up to be.
You're responsible for your siblings, okay? So
their mistakes are my responsibility.
Yeah.
Because if they make mistakes, it's because I made a mistake.
So then think about
they don't see that they are their own individual people.
Yeah.
Like
think about the society.
I'm responsible for their mistakes?
Think about the society that they're growing up in.
That's what I was going to say. Do you guys feel like it's a generational thing? Like,
definitely.
I feel like it is.
110%. Yeah.
That gap is going to take a while to close. But
it's going to take, I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to take as long as.
I think it's only going to change with our kids. With our kids.
You know why? Because
not with us.
Because we've learned we've learned. We've had more experience. We right now we're equipping ourselves in how we would like what kind of adults, what kind of children do we want to raise, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be different. It will be. And you know what? Yeah, you can be like, like I'm not saying I'm going to be friends with my kids, but also like there's going to be like that boundary there because.
But you have to be. I feel like you have to be friends with your children.
You don't have to be friends with them, but always making sure.
No. What I'm saying is, you can be friends with your kids, but there has to be a boundary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where that stops.
Because
whereby our parents can't be our friends.
The friend is not. The friend. There's a quotation. There's a quotation that the word friend is not. What's the word, man? I lost my.
For the lack of a better word, like it's not.
It's very subtle, for me, it's going to be subtle.
Yeah.
But I want my kids to be like free. They can come to me, talk to me anytime.
Comfortable.
Talk to me
so
about
you
anything.
being friends with them does not mean like being friends. This you can like interpret friendships in so many different ways. Having that relationship with your kids.
Yeah.
For them to come to you when they're going through things and stuff, like them growing up, like how we are now. For example, we can't come to mom and be like, hey mom, I'm gonna get with my boyfriend, or I'm gonna go clubbing.
We can't come and talk to them about sex.
We can't have.
We can't talk about sex.
We can't.
Wait a minute, you're not even having sex. Even those kids, you do not have sex.
Yeah, I'm a virgin, bro.
You were a virgin
before my 2 kids, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So I think like having a relationship, like a friendship,
like maybe creating a different dynamic
with your
with your
kids.
own definition to how they're going to understand. I think
that's a really good. Yeah, I think it's a good thing to do.
So you know how you say like we can't be friends with our kids.
Yeah,
I feel like we really can, but to only our definition between your kids. You can have like a dynamic you create with your children. Like for example. But do you understand? Like,
I get what
given how we're conditioned, sometimes I find myself talking and behaving like mama.
Yeah,
I literally find myself talking and behaving. I'm like, wait, and then I go in the room. I'm like, wait, how the?
Yeah.
Why am I like mama right now?
You think
because you think you're trying to
it's
close that gap.
Like, you close that gap, but then
it would take a long time.
Yeah.
Like I would literally yell at my son or my daughter, and then I go and I'm like, oh shit, that was mama.
Yeah,
wait, who was that?
It's like John.
Who was that?
Your mama was inside.
And so it's literally something that you are learning.
This is me, one day I'm like, man, who? Man, who are what? Bye.
You sound exactly like
how you sound like mama.
You sound exactly like mama.
Did I give birth? Did I?
I feel like what man? You got me a knock. Knock be not knock by.
You want to kill me today? You want me to die? How am I your God? Like I'll give you an example. This morning, am I your God? Like this morning, I was literally mopping the floor, and I asked Dominic, my son. By the way, in my household, I've got a daughter and a son that are oldest, yeah? And I'm teaching them to have the same values. I don't want my daughter, I don't want to teach my mom, like, because my mom, when we were growing up, a call wasn't allowed to do anything because he's a boy.
In the kitchen.
Right? In the kitchen. But now I ask my son, Dominic, you got to wash dishes.
You go and use that ability. If you know how to put food in your mouth, then you go wash.
He asked me like, Mom, can you, I wash the plate, can you wash the pot? And I was like, wait a minute. Did I cook the food with plates or with pots? What are you talking about?
I did that.
And he's like, but I can't do it. I'm like, so how come Nyan Duing, which is my daughter, can do it and you can't do it? Oh, because Mom, like, I'm a man. I'm like, wait a minute. Who instilled those values in you? Because I did not instill those. And you didn't even grow up with your dad. So where did that come from? You know? So I'm trying to literally make sure that they are both that simple, basic life principles, things that they can do. Like I don't want my son to be like, wait, my mom didn't. No. I want your girlfriend like you were raised by a woman, by a real woman. You know what I mean?
I saw something somewhere. I saw I don't know. It must have been a quote. I don't know. It was a phrase that I saw somewhere about how how we're so busy. We're all so busy, just focused on like trying to like shape little girls or like instill like different values into women because when you grow up and you want to get married, looking for your husband, sweetheart, we need to also the same values go into a husband, okay? Because you know what, your son is going to marry someone else's daughter, so they need to make a good husband, or like whatever relationship that they want to go in. They need to be a good partner, a better partner.
I think that's something that we need to explore.
Yeah, gender roles. I was going to say so that's actually a different topic, a whole different topic. But I find myself like completing the conversation before earlier, but finding yourself like acting like your mother. Like I was doing the flow and I look at my son and I'm like, why didn't you wash the dishes? Like he washed the dishes last night, but he didn't do the pots. And I'm like, Dominic, why didn't you not wash the pots? He's like, Mom, I was feeling sick. I'm like, am I feeling sick when I'm cooking for you? Even when I'm feeling sick, I burn myself and I'll continue to cook for you. What do you mean? And I look at him like, are you my child? And I looked at, and I heard Mama's voice in my head. Because Mama would tell me, are you my child? Eh, man, did I birth you? If I birth you, you would do this. And then my son is like, he looks at me, he's like, what do you mean? Am I your child? I'm like,
I bet.
Because, he did. He's like, he said that. It's like, what do you mean? You're not my mother? I'm like, because my child will not disrespect me. That's what I said. Because that's exactly what Mama would say. So I found myself thinking, I'm like, why am I talking to Mama? And by the way, I don't do this in front of them. I go into the room and I literally reflect. I'm like, you're choke? Becky, you should not talk to your kid like this. Yeah, so it's like a learning. Like it's unlearning the things that you've learned.
Absolutely.
Unlearning the things that you've learned while growing up, things that you know that are not beneficial for your life and for your kids. And so you have to really literally unlearn those things and start.
That's usually the hard part though.
Yeah, that's a hard part. Unlearning.
Yeah. It takes a lot, but I think eventually like when you start, you eventually get there.
Yeah.
Because even at times nowadays, I find myself sounding like you guys. Like I would find myself sounding like a yum. Like I'd say something and I'm like, wait, that was a yum.
In your words?
See? Yeah, I'm like, it goes down to unlearning, becoming yourself, becoming who you are.
Yeah. And then sometimes I find myself sounding like Becky. Or like sometimes like I get a phone call and I pick up and they're like, oh, where's Lizzie? I'm like, this is Lizzie. Because they think we all sound like my voice.
Okay, so you mean your voice. Yeah.
My voice, and like, So
going into like what we've gone through in the past 6 years, your girl here, Becky Jones, began her career.
Yeah, I was about to say, you haven't said anything yet. We want to know. Come on, tell your audience.
We got time.
I began my career. I decided, you know this, you guys know this.
By the way, her career started when she was young.
Yeah, I've always wanted
She's
to
always
be a
been
singer.
a singer?
I used to sing in front of camera, in front of the mirror, pretending there's literally a crowd, non-existent crowd.
Get away there. Get away there. Get away there.
By the way, how old was I when I wrote that song?
I think you were like 10.
Yeah, I was 10. I wrote, how did I know?
You need to re-record that.
She was telling.
How did I know that song?
Yeah, Becky.
She was okay. I'm about to expose it right
now. No, were you 10 or 9?
Go on. Do your thing. I was 10 years old.
I think I was 10 years old, by the way.
What do you mean? Just because I was writing songs does not mean okay, wait. Hold yourself. So I wrote my first song when I was 10 years old.
You know,
And
that's
these
all I
girls,
can
you
remember.
guys still
Just that
don't know
line.
Get Away
That's all I
There.
remember.
You need
Get
to.
away there. Get away there. Get away there.
You need to
I was
rewrite that
telling a
song.
boy,
Becky.
by
I
the way,
think you need
imagine
to
a
rewrite
guy
it
to get away.
Imagine a boyfriend.
Becky, you need to rewrite that song and record it again.
I would never.
Do that.
Why would
It's a
you
phrase.
embarrass me like
that's
that?
fine.
I
She
would
can-
never.
It's a phrase that can be turned
It
into
can
a
be
song.
like-
You can
Get
turn it into
away.
a song, yeah.
Like, get away, you are a cheater.
Like, get away, I don't want you.
Oh my
Fair.
god, I'm so done. I can't.
Get away, you're a cheater. Anyway, so like 2020, I shot my first music video in November. Released it, and then was it?
No, it was 2019.
No, it
wasn't
was,
it?
no, it was 2020.
It was 2020. Yeah,
It was during,
and then
it was during the
pandemic. Actually,
I swear it was 2019.
no,
Becky.
it was 2020, Lizzie.
Damn.
And then I went to
No.
Africa.
Oh, no. You know what? That song is right.
It was 2019.
No,
End
yeah,
of
but it was
2019,
released.
yeah.
Yeah, it was released in 2020, but it was
Yeah.
the end of 2019.
Yeah,
recorded it, 2019. Yeah.
And then I went to Africa,
Yeah.
stayed there for 6 months, did media tour. It was so much. I felt like I was living somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Like, like imposter syndrome. That's how I felt. Because I'm like, wait a minute. How did I wake up from wiping bottoms?
Bexy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why are we doing that right now?
I
Please
mean,
stop.
and then to literally on TV and radios and whatnot. And I was like, wait a minute. Remember I called you on my first video set?
Remember?
Like I was literally, I had
like
anxiety.
panicking and like,
Like there was like over 50 people on the set for my first music video in Africa. I'm like, what's going on? Because I'm thinking, you know how here in Australia, you just go, your siblings, your friends, and then a videographer, director and whatnot. Over there, there's a whole crew. Like there's magazine, there's TV, there's radios, and there's like directors. I'm thinking, I'm waking up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, getting picked up, and I'm going, I'm like, oh yes, it's going to be chill. I'm going to enjoy myself. I walk in and there's literally, I'm like, what's going on?
10,000 people, yeah?
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? Why are these so many people? Oh,
it was a shock, right?
Yeah, I was in a shock, and I'm like, and then I'm getting my makeup done. Somebody's putting on my shoes, and somebody's interviewing. I'm like,
Oh, you must
wait a
have
minute,
enjoyed
what's
that,
going on? I'm like, can you give me a minute? And I went to the bathroom and called my sister. I'm like, I don't know.
Hyperventilating.
Yeah.
I called you.
I had
I'm
to
like,
calm
wait,
it down.
what's
I
going
had to
on? I'm
calm
like,
it
there's so
down.
many people here. I don't know what they're asking me. Why are they asking me these questions? I'm like, oh, how did you get in? Like my first feature was that DeAndre and Navio,
Navio. Yeah,
the
Navio,
biggest
yeah.
artist in East Africa. So I was like, no, how did you get in contact? And I'm like, I don't know. Why are you asking me this question?
I
Like,
think that was your second feature, actually.
no,
Your
that
first
was
one
my
was
first
Good
music
Crazy.
video.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the first music video that I
Wasn't Good
shot.
Crazy?
Good Crazy was the second, but it was the first
after,
one.
yeah.
It was after. Yeah, because Good Crazy was the first feature that I got. Like, but when
Yeah, it was your
like,
first feature, yeah. I
because
remember.
Togo was actually, it was something that was created when I was there, so it became the first music video.
Yeah.
I mean, working with guys is so easy. Oh my god.
Oh,
Breeze.
I bet.
Yeah, so that's what's happened in the last 6 years.
And there's more. So,
And there's more. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very
that's what's
excited.
happened. So like I'm still
They're not
growing.
ready.
I haven't. Yeah, they're not.
They are not ready.
Because I'm about to be blown.
There's a lot.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what's happened in the last 6 years. Although it's
What else happened? Something else happened.
oh wait,
Oh, are you forgetting this? How can you forget
Wait
this?
a
Becky?
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
She's hiding. She's hiding the will from her daughter.
Also, I had a baby girl. Our daughters are the same age. They're born
They're a month
they're literally a
apart.
month
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Apart.
I mean, I love my kids.
They're going to be best friends.
Yes.
I remember
Like the way
this
you are
very,
now.
very well. I remember when I organized a baby shower for you guys.
Yeah.
But apparently Yanjan couldn't wait to come into this world.
I didn't make. By the way,
I don't understand why
I've
she
never
was
gone to a
rushing.
baby shower. I've never had a baby shower, and my first ever baby shower, my daughter decided to come a day earlier.
She came a day before the baby shower.
Yeah,
and
so
I
like-
kept telling Becky, I said, let's change it early.
But
because
I'm like, I tell you, I told you, I feel like it's gonna come.
I told
No,
her.
but I also told her, I told her, I said, we need to push it, like, is it back?
Further.
No,
forward.
Yeah, we need to push it forward.
Yeah. No, backwards.
No, it was back.
Yeah,
pushed it.
like before.
No, forward. It's forward, guys. English is not English. It's forward.
No, we had to push it forward.
Forward.
I kept telling her, let's push it forward.
Forward is like earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept telling her, let's push it forward because
Right?
I feel like your baby's gonna come early because of the complications you're going like.
Yeah.
I
dealing with
told
and
her.
stuff.
She didn't listen.
She's like, no, it's okay. We can wait another week.
But you know what the thing is,
That
my
night you
instinct
went
don't
into the
lie.
hospital.
Remember I called you, I'm like, I feel like this girl is gonna come earlier. And then literally a day before my baby shower, she said, here I am.
It's okay. That was still partied for you guys. It was fun. It was a vibe.
I tried.
Maybe
I tried to
didn't
party
want to
for
be there
both.
anyway. Thank you. But thank you, Lizzie, for organizing that.
You're welcome.
And we don't really have a photo together.
Can you imagine?
But it's okay. Well, we've got plenty
We've only
of time.
got like videos.
Yeah,
We've got
that's
videos.
it,
But remember
yeah.
the plan, see? Man,
But anyway,
we
we
didn't have-
move anyway.
oh,
We
yeah.
move.
Remember you didn't have
So
a-
above all, everything that we've gone through, I know there's a lot to unpack, and we're gonna go through it as we, go through episodes. I just want to understand.
I finished.
We're not finishing.
No, I said I finished.
Oh yes, the first degree holder.
Through COVID, I went
No,
through
the
it.
first
I went
degree
through
holder.
it.
The John's family.
I went
this one
through
here.
no, it's
She's
during
a degree
COVID.
holder.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, by the way.
What I went through.
And by the
was a
way,
lot.
she is finishing as honest because this one,
honest.
high distinction.
Distinction.
High
Hey,
distinction.
Hey, D, high definition.
High definition. High definition, this one here. She's
kill
finishing
me.
because, you know what, Lizzie? You remember how you doubt yourself so much? I'm like, Lizzie, you're so smart. If I am smart, I'm sure we all have it in us.
But Becky, you know what though? I feel like that the whole, you know how you were like referencing imposter syndrome before? I feel like honestly, I think majority of us go through that. We go through the imposter syndrome. Like sometimes you just tell yourself like, you can have your whole family, friends tell you you can do it, but deep inside there's always that voice in your head that's just telling you like, nah, you ain't shit. You can't do it. You can't do it. So I feel like we all have that. We all have that. But sometimes it's just like, trying to master, like, how to turn it off sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm sure even...
No, but
I went through it, actually.
Lizzie, you always complain about your assignments.
No, but
you're late. You put in your assignment late all the time, and then you end up getting high distinction.
it's procrastination. Me and procrastination are like best friends.
spirit
bro.
of
Yeah, but I feel like I think it's because you work better under
pressure.
pressure.
No, I actually do.
I do have that too.
Yeah.
I think I work better under pressure. If I feel like I'm being pressured, or I feel like there is a certain time and I'm in limited time, I feel like I actually put in my very all.
Because it's like it's like the feeling of like, okay, now you need to do this right now. You can't get out of it. So you get it done. That's how I was because remember during COVID.
But can you imagine if you do it, if you're not under pressure, what you would get? I don't know.
I know. I feel like, I don't know. It's very hard to
determine.
I guess. I don't know.
I think
Because I remember when I was like during
it's a problem.
COVID, when I was doing something else before that, right? And then I lost interest, and I did like a year and a half. Lost interest.
Did you do nursing? You did nursing?
It was midwifery and nursing.
Yeah.
Lost interest, and then I was like, okay, this is it. I need to do something else now. And obviously, I went back to what I initially wanted to do when I graduated from high school.
Yeah.
So I think like there was a lot of like discourage, like
Who
from
was discouraging you?
from me myself.
from
I
yourself,
felt very discouraged. I was like, there was a lot.
But I
of,
did
like,
tell you that
inside
if you don't
voice.
really feel like you need to do this, change it to something else.
Yeah. And then when I stopped, there was like there was a voice inside of my head telling me, oh man, now you're starting all over again. It's going to be another 3 years.
So wait a minute. Are you like, so what's your degree in?
Oh, I did a bachelor's of criminal justice.
Bachelor's of criminal justice? And you're a criminal.
Criminal justice.
Welcome. Anyway, we have a criminal here and then we have a psychologist. This one here is a psychologist.
Inshallah.
Psychologist. And this is an artist, singer. We move.
Yeah, but I think you just learn. You learn. Life teaches you a lot.
Yeah.
And I think during this last 3 years, of me doing my degree and stuff, like, there was times when I almost gave up. Tell me why, like my last semester. Oh, actually, my last semester. Yeah, on my last semester,
Your last assignment.
By the way, I went through that. I went through the same thing. You know how you said before, you were very you didn't want to like start over. You were discouraged and you don't want to start over. I've gone through that for a long time, and I feel like again,
I remember when people didn't want you to do, like they wanted, like people have, growing up at young, she was literally she was put on a high pedestal. Yeah,
like because
but
then that could be a
because
problem.
you literally were the highest in the whole school, in the whole district.
Though.
She became, and people like assumed she's gonna be a doctor. I feel like you went through so much.
I feel like you start to like
people expected so much of you.
You start to like want to live up to those expectations.
Yeah.
So I feel like it can be really, really harmful.
I think like sometimes people, like for example, our parents and stuff and family members, they tell you, oh, you need to do this, or like this is what you should be studying. I feel like it's a way of them
picking your career for you
because they haven't got, I guess, were not able to succeed in that. No, I think a lot of it.
Because they think being a doctor, a lawyer, a engineer, what do you call the other one? Something else. I mean, the top 3 ones:
lawyer, doctor, engineer. Yeah,
but I get doctor.
So it's all about class and status. I don't like that shit though.
Yeah, but who said only being a doctor or being a lawyer or being an engineer?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's
more superior than any other career.
But they don't really know. I mean, it's too educational. If you're not educated more about other like careers, like they don't know how great it is to have a nurse, to be a nurse.
It's lack of like understanding.
Yeah, it's a lack of understanding. That's it. Yeah.
But like I was saying, so like in my last semester, I almost took a break, by the way.
Right. Can you imagine? What did I tell you? I said, this is your last semester. You better not.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I can't do this, man. I cannot do it. I'm like, I'm gonna like, defer. And then I said, no, you know what came back in my head? It was one of my friends that she finished her master's, right? And like on her last year, she wanted to take a break.
Yeah.
And I encouraged her to continue. I was like, look, it's your last year. Just go through it. You've got your family, you've got your friends that will help you. Just do it and you'll get it over down. You're going to thank me. You're going to be so thankful that you actually continue to do it. You didn't stop. That voice came back in my head. Yeah. And that's literally what pushed me. I was like, okay, you know what? It's only 3 more units. You got this. It's okay. You'll get through it. Once you're done, you'll be so proud of yourself. And I did it.
But you see how
congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the
party. Party, enjoying party after party, and then we're going to put that degree up there. Do you see that degree?
No, it's going in the front hallway.
Okay, at the front. Do you see that degree? Well, like, you see that degree, and then next to yours, and then mine, hopefully.
But yeah, no, I'm very grateful though, because I think like having like family. Like that are very understand. Like for example, obviously, you guys are my 2 older sisters and stuff. We have a great relationship, and
we thank God for that.
And I'm so grateful because like I feel like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know where I wouldn't be here right now, but I don't know where I would have been.
Yeah, if I didn't have my sisters. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm just grateful.
I find myself thinking, because I have a lot of girls that will message me that they really have dysfunctional relationship with their siblings. It's like, wait, how do you, like, they will message them like, oh my God, I really love the relationship you have with your sisters. And you know what? A lot of people tend to give me credit for that. And I'm like, no, it's not that. Even if I was bad and 2 of my sisters were good, they would be good friends.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, it's just the way you are with your siblings and all that. Because I just feel like if you're not really good with your siblings, how are you going to be good outside there with people? It just begins at home. Like, and I'm so grateful for you too, Ayom. I mean, I have like 3 other siblings, 3 other sisters. But all of us we have individually different relationships, but we're also close all together.
Yeah, we have a very close knitted family.
Yeah, we're so grateful. I'm so glad for you guys. Like, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have my sisters, honestly. Yeah. Like, I don't know how maybe I would have held on.
It's like having a best friend forever.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Because you can't pick your sisters, but you can choose your friends. And the fact that we're sisters and chose to be friends and chose friendship in that, because there's so many sisters that I know that have siblings that are really close in age, but really not close like that. Yeah. So I'm so grateful that we actually I have one advice on my stepmom. I don't know if you remember this.
Mama Wien?
Yeah, Mama Wien. Like, my oldest stepmom gave us advice when we were younger. Like, we were all eating and everything, and we said, my brother ate and all that stuff. And she sat us down, and it was a very serious conversation. She said to us, even if your sister or your brother has gone out and eat and there's food in this house, it doesn't matter. She went and ate. He still have a plate in this house. So, and she told me, you will always, everything else will go wrong, but you always have each other.
Yeah.
As long as you guys have each other, everything will come easy for you guys. Yeah. So that advice, I've always held that. And that's why I always wanted us to be very close with each other. Like, I don't know, like
I also think it's like the way we were brought up as well.
Yeah, that's like it comes into play. The way Mama Win, our oldest
Mama, like the way they raised us. Because I mean, there's a lot of like, I mean, you know how it is in our culture.
Yeah.
Families, there's so many families and stuff, like, you know, different wives and kids and stuff. And I feel like maybe I shouldn't say this, but
no, you can say it. No, but
there's a lot of like step siblings that don't get along with each other, you know?
Yeah, but we get along with all our step siblings.
And I think it comes down to how they were brought up by their parents.
Yeah, you know? Their mothers.
Mothers in particular. Well, fathers though, they also play a big role too, but
not really.
Not really, really far away fighting wars. Anyways, fighting wars.
Not really.
But yeah, so like I said, it
actually, as these kids were raised by their mothers.
Absolutely, man.
Mothers, not
literally.
Fathers.
It's just
your
mother is your daddy too.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think it also comes down to an individual though, like the person, like who you really are as a person, you know, because although like we are raised by, you know, like Mama and Mawian, you know, they're beautiful women. They have
and they get along. They're best friends. Can you imagine
if we
loved
right?
Polygamy marriages? I would choose my wife, my co-wife.
Yeah, that means you have to date her first too. So
that's true. But traditional.
But I mean, you would already know her though, living together and stuff. And
but you know, actually that happens
before.
No, but that happens though. Like you know, like back home, like if a woman and a man, like a husband and wife, have a really good relationship, the man will allow the woman to choose the second wife.
Yeah. So then, but then also what I mean,
it still happens now though in this day, and it happens. It still happens,
and then.
It happens.
So like if I believe in polygamy, actually I would, if my husband would allow me, I would date the second wife first. Let me see how
that's not a thing in our community anyway. So
my husband allows it.
Never happened.
Let me date this woman first before you date her, and then because traditionally they're like, you are the first wife, you choose the second wife, and that happens. That happens, it does.
But it only happens if you have an understanding. From my understanding, I've heard that when a man and a woman have an understanding, so like they live a great life, and now it's time for them. Like let's say if a man has desire to marry a second wife, then then the husband will ask his first wife to help.
Who do you prefer? Help
to help him pick a wife, a second wife.
Yeah.
But you have
it's very common. It's very common.
No, I don't think so, because she's all the way from Abim and this is Panaru.
Yeah, but then they became best friends though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I think they're just good people. Naturally,
that's what I'm saying. Like you have to have it in you.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't have a
polygamy has so many like messed up things tied to it that I hate. That's what.
But then again,
the reason why. Like,
and we're grateful for polygamy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here where we are today.
Yeah, we're grateful for it, but we don't agree with it.
I'm grateful for it, but if Baba didn't marry Mama, we would have been born still
somewhere else.
Baba, but a different woman, and then we wouldn't have this life.
We would still
because our mother would, the woman that would have given birth to her wouldn't have the same mindset.
No, I'm talking about Mama. Mama would have given birth to us.
No,
yes, she would have.
Are you out of your mind? Mama wouldn't have never, because the kids come from your father's balls. What are you talking about? What are you saying? You are in your father's balls before you get born.
Becky!
That's the honest truth.
Okay, so maybe
a different woman would have given birth to us. No, Mama.
Come on, what's
because we come from our father.
Becky, Mama would have.
No, Mama wouldn't have. Are you listening? The sperms get entered.
I know.
Go through to the sperm, to the mother, go to the eggs. We would have never been born by a mom. Our mother would have never been.
A man is responsible for the sex of the child.
So
that's my understanding.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it would have never been Mama. The one that our mothers today would have never been Mama. But it would have been Baba because we come from Baba balls.
Becky,
that's the honest truth. That's the honest truth, guys.
Right, I understand.
We don't come from Mama.
Okay,
Mama is just literally responsible for the eggs enter. We are created. If being honest,
no more balls.
It would have been a different woman, and we probably wouldn't have this life that we have because Mama.
Maybe use like a terminology.
No.
What is it called? A terminology.
No, testicles. I think that those are terrible words. I like balls better than testicles. That's honest truth. Anyway, no, because the reason why I said we wouldn't have this life that we have, because the woman that would have given birth to us wouldn't have the same mindset as Mama. Mama, the reason why I have this life is because Mama had this mindset that she has. She wanted us to have a better life. Therefore, she wanted us to come to Australia for us to have a better life.
But that's what I'm saying.
It would have never been Mama.
Do you think we would have looked differently?
Yeah, very different. You would have never had that ass.
We would have not had this face. Maybe
I'm just saying. No, but you'd have never had that beauty.
But Mama has it. So it could have just been like a different man, but not.
No, but Mama. Oh, no, you're not listening. Are you listening? Are you listening? You would have never been you.
I'm paying attention.
You would have been a different person.
God.
Baba would have married a different woman that was flat.
Anyways, listen.
And you would have never had that ass. That's the honest truth.
Thank God we are here. Thank God for your ass and your face.
And thank God.
And thank God for this beauty.
And thank God for brains.
Brains as well,
What you mean?
Yeah.
But that's honest. Like, in all actual reality, though, we would have never been here. And would have never been sitting here. Because it would have been a different woman that was probably dumb and would not be here. And Mama was like smart enough to say, I want my kids to have a better education, better life. She brought us to Australia. Baba, and remember, Baba refused for us to come here for 2 years.
You know what? You're right.
And Mama,
I might have been a millionaire
Mama
somewhere.
Somewhere else, probably 5
had a whole
kids.
different life, bro.
Yeah.
5 kids,
Right.
and you probably somewhere with Thor food. You never know.
Wow. She had to
just
bring my food
saying.
into it.
I'm just saying.
Now you're giving the... Why are you putting the spotlight on me? Shit.
That's our episode for today.
Yeah.
We thank God that we're back, even if we took that long time. I mean, I think it was great that we took that time because we have experiences, we have life to talk about.
It was definitely needed.
Experiences.
It was needed.
It was needed.
break, yeah.
So
It was a little bit,
thank
it was a little
you.
deep
And this is us
We're back.
from a sister's perspective.
Yeah.
Welcome.